Please help an old man. I am starving. Please help me.
Laughed at the old beggar. They threw insults. Some even kicked his empty bowl. But one girl, she knelt beside him and gave him hot food while, with a smile, she had no idea. Every morning, as the sun rose over the city of Umuahia, an old man could be seen sitting quietly on the long blue bridge near the market square. His skin was darkened from years under the hot sun. His clothes were torn, dusty, and smelled of old memories. His beard was long and grey, and his slippers were barely holding together. People called him Papando, but no one really knew his real name. Children avoided him. Some traders warned their apprentices to stay away from him. The bold ones would sometimes throw stones or leftovers at his feet and laugh. But Papa Ndo was not who they thought he was. His real name was Chief Zikora Dike, a man once honored with golden medals and praised by presidents. He was the founder of Dike Holdings, one of the biggest companies in Africa. He had cars, estates, and international businesses. His face once appeared on magazines and newspapers, but now here he was, dressed like a beggar, sitting on a bridge. Why? Because of his son. Chief Zikora's only son, Obinna Dike, was a gentle soul. He was tall, handsome, well-educated, and had a heart of gold. But despite all his good qualities, Obinna had one problem. Every girl he dated wanted him for one thing, his money. They faked smiles, they dressed nice, they said sweet words, but deep inside, it was never about love. It was about what he could give them: gifts, cash, vacations, fame. Obinna was tired, heartbroken, lost. I want someone who can love me for me, he once told his father, even if I had nothing. That night, Chief Zikora couldn't sleep. He remembered the painful stories his son shared about women who pretended to love him, only to run off with his money. Then, a strange but powerful idea came to him. I will become a beggar, he whispered. I will sit among the people and watch. Whoever shows me true kindness, even when I have nothing, that girl will be the one. And so, Chief Zikora dressed in old clothes, rubbed dust on his skin, and became Papa Ndo, the beggar by the bridge. Every day, people passed by. Some covered their nose, some shouted at him, some dropped coins and walked away quickly. Many simply ignored him. Then came the mockers, the city girls with sharp tongues and proud eyes. Their names were Boma, Trisha, and Kemzi. They were known for their fashion and flashy lifestyle. They had no job, but they wore the latest clothes, thanks to men who funded them. They walked past Papando every afternoon, laughing loudly. Look at this dirty man, Boma would say. I think his beard has cockroaches inside, Kemzi added, laughing. Trisha once threw an empty bottle at his feet. Go and find work, old man. Papando said nothing, he only smiled. He knew the day of his real test was coming. One hot afternoon, as the market was buzzing with noise, a girl came walking down the bridge. She carried a woven basket filled with food. Her name was Chiamaka. She wasn't rich. She didn't wear makeup or jewelry. Her slippers were dusty, but her smile was warm and her eyes were full of kindness. She had just closed from her small food stand near the junction when she saw Papando sitting alone, shaking from hunger. People passed him like he didn't exist, but Chiamaka stopped. She went down on her knees. Papa, are you okay? He nodded slowly, his hands trembling. Without saying another word, She opened her basket and brought out a steaming plate of jollof rice with fried plantains and fish. "Here, eat," she said, handing him the food. "You look like you haven't eaten in days." Papa Ndu looked up, surprised. "You are giving me this? Without asking who I am?" She smiled. "You are a human being, Papa. That's all that matters." Just then, Boma, Trisha and Kemsey came by. They stopped and burst into loud laughter. "Chiamaka the cook is feeding a beggar now. She's doing charity for cameras. Maybe she wants to marry him." They laughed and walked away. But Chiamaka didn't move. She stayed watching the old man eat slowly. "You didn't have to do this," Papa Ndu said. "But I want to," she replied. And then she did something strange. She took off her apron and used it to clean his hands. The next day, Chiamaka returned to the bridge with another plate of food, but Papa Ndu was gone. She asked around. No one had seen him. She searched under the bridge, behind the stores, near the bus stop. Nothing. Did something happen to him, she wondered. Days passed. Then one evening, as she was closing her food stand, a black SUV pulled up beside her. A man in white shirt and native trousers stepped down. He was tall, neat, and had the same kind eyes as the beggar. "Good evening," he said. "Are you Miss Chiamaka?" "Yes," she replied carefully. "My name is Obinna Dike. My father told me about you." "Your father?" "Yes, the beggar you fed on the bridge." Chiamaka froze. "Wait, what?" Obinna smiled. "My father is not poor. He was testing people's hearts. He said you were the only one who passed." At first, Chiamaka didn't believe it. She thought it was a joke, but it wasn't. Obinna began to visit her more often. He came humbling, sometimes with flowers, sometimes with books. He didn't flash his wealth. He asked about her dreams. She told him how she wanted to go back to school, how her mother was sick, and how her little brother wanted to become a doctor. Obinna listened. He helped, quietly without pride, and slowly love grew. But Boma, Trisha, and Kemsey were watching. One day, they saw Obinna dropping off Chiamaka in his car. That's the DK boy," Trisha shouted. "And Chiamaka has trapped him?" They made a plan. They spread rumors. She only fed the beggar because she knew he was rich. She used jars. She was pretending to be innocent. The lies reached Obinna's ears. He was broken. He didn't want to believe it, but doubt began to grow. One evening, Obinna met Chiamaka at the bridge. She came, her heart beating fast. "Chiamaka," he said, "people are saying things that you knew my father's secret." Chiamaka's eyes filled with tears. "I didn't. I was just helping someone hungry. If that makes me bad, then I don't know what good is anymore." She turned to walk away, but suddenly Papa Ndu stepped out from behind the railing, now dressed in royal robe. "Enough," he said. Obinna turned, shocked. "Father!" Obinna nodded. "I watched everything, every single thing. There were no cameras, no warning. Chiamaka did not know me, and yet she fed me." She looked at his son. "If you lose this girl, you lose your peace." Obinna ran after Chiamaka, held her hands and whispered, "Please forgive me. I know the truth now." Chiamaka smiled through her tears. "Let's walk home." Months later, Chief Zikora invited the whole town to a big event. People thought it was a company lunch, but it was a wedding. Chiamaka walked down the aisle in white gown. Obinna stood waiting, smiling with love in his eyes. Boma, Trisha, and Kemsey stood at the back in silence. They had dressed in gold, hoping to be noticed, but no one looked their way. Love had spoken. True love, the kind that feeds the poor without expecting rewards. These are some of the beautiful moral lessons you will learn from the story. Never judge a person by how they look. Real love doesn't ask for anything first, it gives. Kindness is louder than makeup, perfumes, or designer clothes. The heart that helps quietly is the one that wins loud blessings. The world may laugh at your good heart, but heaven will reward it. Did this one touch your heart? Did you enjoy it? If you did, here's what I want you to do, my loves. Like this video, show some love, subscribe for some heart-touching and powerful stories. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next story that's even more emotional and suspenseful and full of surprises. And don't forget, tell me in the comments, would you feed a beggar if no one was watching? I'll be reading every reply. Stay tuned, stay kind, stay glued because the next story will blow your mind. This is just the beginning. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the stories alive. Bye. I love you all.